Hey guys, Manny here. Sorry for the crazy hair, and sorry for not making that many videos recently. Just to give the quick answer is life, pretty much, and school. Primarily school is what's getting in the way. But I'm little by little being able to integrate both things, which is good. But other than that, today I have a video for you guys on what am I taking to the next MSW West, and if I recall correctly, that is the road to Kharkiv in Clovis at Hill 559. That's happening on the 16th through the 18th of February. So by the time I release this video, it'll probably be already like a few days before then. But to not prolong this video, let's take a look at what I'm taking to MSW West. Okay guys, now that we're at the table with all the stuff that I will be taking, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to take. It's going to be divided into different sections, primarily the general stuff that I'm taking, then into the food that I'm taking, and after that, my full loadout. So if you're interested, I'm going to divide the video into those sections if you're interested about that. So for one of the first things that I'll be taking is actually I'm taking a 65 gallon or liter, actually not gallon, liter hiking backpack. It's one of these big boys right here. I'm taking it because I like to have one thing all together, and that'll make it a lot more simpler. After the last MSW West, I kind of learned a little bit, and of course the environment that we'll be in is not going to be as good as it is in other fields where MSW West occurs. For instance, in Victorville. There is housing, there's places that you can bunker into, right? It's not much of a bivouac kind of a style map or field, you could say. So one big boy of these can fit all the stuff that I'm taking. Next up is I'm taking, technically speaking, at a minimum, you should take about 3 days worth of socks and underwear. I'm taking 4, and of course, plus whatever I'll be wearing. This will ensure that in case, it rains or I get wet or something happens where I just need to switch out my socks or my trousers, you never know, you might, From that, those are the things that I'm taking. I'm taking 4 sets of everything. You can also take 4 sets of like any undershirts if you want to wear undershirts or anything like that. That's one other thing that you can do. Next up is my sleeping system. I'm just taking a regular sleeping bag, right? It's just the liner itself. It's not that much, it's not that heavy, right? For the most part, I'll be wearing other stuff that's gonna help me with the cold. Now again, the environment in Hill 559 in the mornings, and what it's gonna look like, the weather so far is that it's gonna be raining constantly, but I have some mitigations for that, right? So I'm taking a sleeping bag. If you can purchase a full sleeping system with the liner plus an extra layer of it, plus the actual rain poncho. It's kind of like a poncho, but it's like a waterproof liner that goes over the sleeping bag. The other thing is an actual sleeping map. This is great, not mostly for the sleeping, because I probably won't be using for sleeping. This is more like to chill and relax. And being that it's going to be raining a lot, you're not going to want to lay down and get wet and all that shit, right? It's fine. The only thing that this helps is to relax a little bit. And I do have a little bit of back problems, so that's going to help. Besides that, I do have my Camelback. This Camelback is going to go primarily into my Agilite backpack, because this is going to be more like my patrol backpack. Like, I'm going to leave my stuff at the bivouac and then primarily just have this with me, which is going to have whatever resources, snacks, water, stuff like that. So I'll be able to insert it and be able to take this around the field without having to carry the whole backpack, right? The other thing is I have a poncho. I have an OD green poncho. Also, you have to make sure that all the stuff that you're taking is within the equipment and gear that your faction can use. I am with the militia, so I can pretty much have leeway with a lot of things. I like OD green or Ranger green, so I'm going with those colors. Next up is a pillow. My neck hurts. A pillow, it'll save you. Trust me. You at least will wake up comfortable instead of with neck pain. So I'm taking a pillow. The other thing I have is a M81 kind of style. It's not exactly M81, but a tarp. And primarily the tarp is if you set up a bivouac or anywhere where it's going to be for a long period of time, then at least we can set this up. If not, I can use this as a liner for my actual sleeping bag. So in case it rains, then I'm cool and good without having to worry about getting all wet and getting all my stuff wet. So an actual outdoors camping tarp does help a lot. Lastly, I am taking, this is my iPro. I do have various sets of iPro, but this is probably the main one that I'm using. It's Smith. These are ballistic iPro, so they're beyond good of what's necessary for the event. And it also has a small gasket in it that can help me just do a full seal, as they say it needs to be. And I have pretty much extra ones out there. So this is pretty much it for the regular stuff that I'm taking. Let's go on and check out what exactly I'm taking for meals. Okay guys, so for my meals, I'm going a different approach. As you can see, these aren't MREs. Previously, if you've seen my other videos on what I've taken to Milsim events, it's been primarily MRE straightforward and probably some granola bars and stuff like that that I got prior to reaching the actual AO. But for this instance, you know what? I feel like waking up. I feel like having a nice, good meal in the morning, right? I like the actual adventure meals from Mountain House. These are good. They're significantly good in means of price, right? If you go on Amazon, you can usually get some of their dishes, right, at a reasonable price, $8, $9, less than what you would buy them at like Walmart, stuff like that. So I'm actually taking 4, even though technically speaking, right, I'll only need technically 2 or 3 at most. But I eat a lot. I'm a fatty, even though I don't look like it. Right? The other thing that I'll be taking is some on the run, right? Tuna. Tuna's great, right? It's something that I've usually had when I'm like feeling hungry, but I don't want to open a large meal. So 3 boxes of tuna should be enough for the event. I also have some mountain trail mix. This is good. It'll again help me with snacking around if I just want to snack. And I also bought these freeze-dried Cosmic Crunchies. They're pretty much Skittles that are freeze-dry. It's kind of weird. I had some of them. If you can see, it's open already. But they taste kind of weird, but they're easier to eat. It's not as like hard to like munch on them. So these aren't bad. It did lose a little bit of the flavor, but this will help give me some like sugar intake right while I'm over there. And the other thing that I have is I have some drip drops in here, just in case, you know, for hydration, stuff like that. Just take 1 per day, should be good. I have 4 of them, plus some trail mix fruit and nut Nature Valley bars. This is good again, just for snacking and stuff like that. I do have a little a propane burner in here with the 2 sets. You usually get this set pretty cheap on Amazon. It does come with 2 containers, 2 cups, right? One you can use it for some water, the other one you can use it for coffee. It does have like a little coffee mug. It does have a stand for the propane tank to set on as you're using it. I will be purchasing like a propane tank probably when I get there, or a day prior to it. I do have some Gerber spoon and fork and a spatula for it, and a can opener. I won't need the can opener, but it does help to have these things after I realize that MREs aren't exactly something that I want to deal with every single day, or not every single day, but throughout the day that I'm at the event. It's nice to have a little morale boost and, you know, have something that has a little bit more flavor to it. Okay guys, so this is the last part. This is primarily going to be the loadout, what I'm going to be wearing, what I'm going to be running during patrols, if I ever go into patrols or anything like that. But so for those of you who don't know yet, there has been some changes to the tax op, primarily towards militia, at the dislike of some people, right? But it seems like they've removed a certain LMG. If I'm correct, it was the RPK that was removed. And there was also a change to the magazine that you could use if you so choose to use that LMG. Now, I don't really care about that. I'm not gonna use such replicas. I don't give a shit. So with that being said, right, the other changes that I do care about is primarily to the accessories that go to your primary, especially if you're using a rifle. Now, you can use pretty much any NATO or any Rust 4 rifle, right, if you're going to be a rifleman. In this case, you can't use too many attachments. A lot of people would have their stuff pretty much decked out for being militia. So it was kind of weird seeing that, and I still try to understand as to why should it matter, because it's airsoft, but that's just me. Other than that, what I'll be using will be a KWA LM4. Yes, gentlemen, that is a gas blowback. The main reason I'm doing that is one, I want to be able to replicate as close as I can, having issues with my weapon being militia, and I'll be running it bare bones as it is. I might add like a PQ box since only one accessory is allowed. Other than that, I probably won't be doing anything else. Yes, Hill 559 is mostly range, but to be honest, I don't really care. I'll probably be running other types of missions out there that I'll be more interested in, which is why I'm bringing my PQ box for a specific reason. So with that being said, the LM4, it is what it is. That's what I'm going to be taking, especially if it's going to be raining a lot. The other thing, I am going to be taking a load bearing, or LBV, right? This is from Moonlight Industries, right? It's pretty good LBVs. It's pretty strong. I like it. When I wore this, I was able to jump around, right? I was able to shake around, and it didn't move a lot as long as you adjust it well to yourself. So it's a pretty good load bearing, right? Pretty simple, pretty minimal as you can be. And that's what I want to be as militia, as minimal as I can be. I will be taking a combat belt that, just depending on whether or not I do really care about it, or I might just take off the drop pouch and then put it on my belt. We'll see how it goes, but primarily I'm taking that. Is another of the accessories that I'm taking. The other thing is my attire. Currently I don't have my OD green pants and shirt with me, but that being said, that's what I'm going to be wearing underneath. And on top, I will be wearing a pato and a pakol, right? Those are Afghani clothing, right? That you see usually in Middle Eastern countries, but primarily in Afghanistan. And that's primarily because I'm going to be going dressed somewhat as a mujahideen, right? I don't have the dress, unfortunately. I couldn't find one that would be reasonable enough price to actually send it here, so I'm just going to go as that, sort of as like undercover, right? Mujahideen. And for those of you who don't know, usually Mujahideen were pretty much the opposition during the Cold War when Russia or the Soviets try to populate Afghanistan and take over, right? So they were the opposing force during that period of time, during the Cold War. So there's a little history lesson from Papa Manny. So that being said, that's going to be primarily my attire. I am going to take a bump helmet, and that's only for specific reasons. That is because I do have PVS 31s. I do have PVS 31s that I'll be using. Primarily, this is just for fun at night. That's what I'm going to be doing at night. I am trying to actually have more fun during the night than I would during the day that I'll be mostly recording. So this is what I'll be using. Unfortunately, I do not have the device to actually record while in using nods. So it is what it is. Mostly I'm going to be doing it for fun. And like I said previously, I will be taking my Agilit backpack that I'll be using. So that way I can carry other stuff that I might need in case I'm like late during the day on patrols and then it suddenly turns into night, and I'll just pop on my nods and then go straight blackout lights. So with that being said, this is pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think on the stuff that I'm taking. Should I add more stuff? Should I take more stuff, right? This is the first time I go to Hill 559, at least with the Milsim event. Yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like these. This has been Manny, and until next time, guys.